Recently, Charlie Puth posted an Instagram story wearing the exact same shirt as Taehyung, one with the Jazz Depth logo. This detail didn't go unnoticed by fans, as it adds to a series of signs that could indicate a possible musical collaboration. Charlie had already been seen in some of the videos shared by J-Hope, and let's not forget that Jungkook was with him. Although it's not known for sure why they got together, many think it could be a joint project. So far, there's no official confirmation, but the coincidences are striking. The shirt, the recent closeness between Jungkook and Charlie, and now the detail with Taehyung, could be giving us a glimpse of something. Several fans are already commenting on the possibility of a collaboration between Taehyung and Charlie Puth. Although this hasn't been confirmed yet, everything seems to indicate that they're leaving small clues that could make sense soon. Taehyung, known for being very subtle when he wants to reveal something without saying it directly, has done similar things before. For this reason, many fans believe this isn't just a coincidence, but a way to build anticipation. If this becomes a real collaboration between Taehyung and Charlie Puth, it would be a long-awaited project for all of us, and would surely mark an important moment for both them and their musical careers. Meanwhile, another highly anticipated moment is fast approaching: the ceremonial first pitch thrown out at a baseball game in the United States, a very special tradition in that sport. This time, it will be Taehyung who will do it, and that has many excited. This event isn't just symbolic, it also represents a new experience for him outside of the musical realm. What makes this moment special is that it's an opportunity for people who don't yet know him to discover a new side of Taehyung. His talent goes far beyond singing or performing on stage, he also excels at everything he does, and this will be one of those occasions. With millions watching, it will be a great way to showcase his presence, charisma, and versatility. Many hope the rest of the group will be present that day, even if it's just to watch from the audience. Their support for each other has always been evident, and it wouldn't be a surprise to see them closely supporting each other. These types of events are not only important for the artists, but also for those of us who have followed them for a long time. Watching Taehyung grow, explore new opportunities, and represent his country in a different setting is significant. Beyond his role as a singer, he proves he can excel in different spaces with authenticity and confidence. For now, we have to wait and see whether the musical collaboration between Taehyung and Charlie Puth will actually be confirmed. The clues are there, and while they could be mere coincidences, the way everything has unfolded suggests there could be more to it. As time goes on, more signs, or even an official announcement, will surely emerge. In recent days, there has been quite a bit of conversation within the fandom over a detail that, although it may seem small, has captured the attention of many people who closely follow Taehyung. It's the tattoo Jungkook has on his hand, specifically the one that features the letter V. This symbol hasn't gone unnoticed because, as many already know, the letter V isn't a simple ornament, it represents Taehyung's stage name. What has generated even more debate is the crown Jungkook decided to tattoo right above that letter. This detail has been interpreted by many as a symbol of great personal significance. In various posts, images, and specific moments, whenever Taehyung appears, it's not uncommon for a crown to also appear alongside his image, which has led more people to wonder if all of this is part of an intentional pattern. Over time, it's become evident that when it comes to Taehyung, nothing is placed randomly. Both tend to leave small messages or symbols that, while not explicit, end up having a clear meaning for those who have followed their story for years. This type of indirect communication has been constant, and it's part of what makes so many fans find signs where others wouldn't look twice. The case of the crown over the V is not the only example. On many occasions, Jungkook has made gestures, posted photos, or chosen visual details that seem directly related to Taehyung. And although neither has made concrete statements, the messages are there for those who know how to interpret them. This has become a particular form of communication with the fandom, especially with those who closely follow Taehyung's dynamics. The connection between Jungkook and Taehyung has long been evident. It's not just about public appearances or on-camera interactions, but also more personal gestures, such as tattoos, shared accessories, quotes on social media, or references that seem to intersect. For many people, Taehyung's way of expressing himself is carefully constructed so that his signals aren't intrusive, yet clear to those who know where to look. The V tattoo and the crown are just one part of a larger pattern. The choice of symbols like this isn't something done randomly, especially when we're talking about public figures who know that every little detail will be observed and analyzed. Jungkook, being someone very conscious of his image and what it represents, would hardly have chosen such a specific combination if it didn't hold a deep personal value. Furthermore, this isn't the first time something related to crowns has appeared linked to Taehyung. Whether in images, his figure has been accompanied by this symbol on more than one occasion. And while this might seem like a simple visual coincidence, it becomes even more relevant when combined with the tattoo on Jungkook's hand, giving it a more meaningful context. This way of leaving signals is characteristic of Taehyung. Over time, it has become common for them to communicate with their audiences non-verbally. Instead of directly explaining what they feel or think, they prefer to leave small fragments that fans can put together like puzzle pieces. And this has only strengthened the connection with the fandom, as many of these messages are directed directly at those who know their story well. One of the most striking aspects of Taehyung and Jungkook's relationship is the way they consistently repeat certain gestures when they're together. These actions don't seem like coincidences or part of a rehearsed routine. On the contrary, they give the impression of being completely spontaneous and natural, as if they just came to them without much thought. These gestures aren't limited to one or two isolated moments, but are repeated over and over again in different situations. Whether during events, interviews, concerts, or when they're simply sharing the same space, their behavior reflects a particular connection. For example, it's very common to see them touching each other with complete ease, leaning on each other, or simply looking at each other in a way that shows silent understanding. In close relationships, it's common for certain habits to remain over time. What's interesting about Taehyung is that these gestures have been maintained for years and remain as natural as they were from the beginning. This consistency in his behavior shows that this isn't a game or something they do only in public. Rather, it's a way of relating that they've developed authentically. Over time, personal details have also been noticed that reinforce this closeness. For example, there are times when both have worn similar or complementary accessories, such as necklaces or bracelets that seem to be part of a single set. There are also tattoos with meanings that many have linked to each other, and social media posts that, while not directly mentioning names, seem to be connected by phrases, symbols, or even specific times. The curious thing is that Taekook doesn't do these things in a flashy way. They don't seek to attract attention or create scandal. On the contrary, their gestures and signals are usually subtle, intended for those who know them well or have followed their story closely. This doesn't mean they're hiding anything, rather, they prefer to maintain a certain privacy while remaining genuine. In many recordings, especially those where they're not the center of attention, you can see how they move harmoniously. They don't need to say much. If one settles in, the other does too. If one initiates physical contact, the other responds just as naturally. It's as if they have a kind of language of their own, based on gestures that only they fully understand. These moments occur regardless of who's nearby or how many cameras are recording them. Their attention seems focused solely on each other. It's also notable how, on certain occasions, even when surrounded by other members of the group or team, their way of interacting remains intimate, yet without intruding on others. They don't isolate themselves, but they don't need anyone else to intervene in their dynamic. And this remains constant over time, regardless of the context or location. When talking about relationships in such popular groups, there are often many interpretations. However, in the case of Taekook, most of the signs are there for anyone to observe. These aren't just specific moments, but rather a series of coherent and repetitive behaviors that build a narrative of their own. What's interesting is that this narrative hasn't changed much over the years, reinforcing the idea that their relationship is based on something real.